Hello, everyone, and welcome to Creativity Worth Expressing. I'm your host, Ryan Anthony Hernandez, and our guest for today is an abstract artist who's bringing color and joy to every space. Please welcome to Creativity Worth Expressing today's guest, Brianne Valentino. Brianne, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. Thanks so much for asking, Ryan.
And there's some cool art in the background. So before we even get started, can you share with us what is it that we're looking at?
Yeah, so this particular painting I created for one of my business contacts. And since they've helped me so much with building my own business and helping me host paint and sips, I'm actually going to gift it to them on Tuesday. And it has the owner's favorite colors in it. And I really love building vibrant abstract paintings and just spreading joy.
What was it that either launched or sparked your love for creativity?
Yeah, so from a young age, I I'm located in New Jersey, so my aunt would get me like Broadway tickets every year, and I would go into the city and just realize like how artsy it is. And then one year she gifted me like a Polaroid like point and shoot camera, like real old school, ran on batteries. And from there, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. I'd be outside taking all pictures of the trees and really just enjoying, photography. Then the older I got, I went into high school and I majored. Well, I took like the two photography classes that were offered. And then from there, I majored in it in college and I got my associates. And then I transferred to Montclair and I got my BFA in photography. And then you graduate college, you have all different types of jobs. I've been a photo editor for a wedding photographer. I worked at a day camp the one summer. I also, did automotive photography during the pandemic. And then that was like everything that I did photography wise. But then, like right before the pandemic, two of my family members were diagnosed with cancer. And I mean, I've never lost anybody besides like my childhood dog.
Mhm.
And I don't, I just like really needed another outlet for myself, like during college, towards the end more. I kind of started painting, but I was more just like experimenting. And then like receiving that news really drew me into painting.
Or has photography, that background that you have, has its influence leaked over into your painting life?
I would say, yeah, just because as a photographer, you really have to know a lot about like composition. So like I feel like when I make my paintings, I always try to have like a decent composition.
And so for your art, can you tell us what was it like when you first started? Because this wasn't your first love with creativity. It came a bit later. So how was that in the beginning?
I mean, in the beginning, I was more like experimenting with like building texture and just a more like tactile surface since like photography is so flat. I was just
Hmm.
like, oh my God, I could put as much paint on this as I want. Like, that's what excited me about painting. And then from there, I invested in like a color theory course. And I was like, oh my God, no, like I need to do this like all the time. Like, no, because like, it just makes me feel good. Like there's enough bullshit happening in the world that if my art could make somebody feel better, then my goal is accomplished,
What would you paint in the beginning? Would it be like random, random strokes, random paint, or did your mind already have an idea of how it was going to start and how it was going to end?
Nope. I would just come down in my studio and whatever came out onto the canvas, really. Like it's always just based on how I'm feeling, even with the color choices. I feel like too, if I'm like happy, I feel like I go for more like happy colors, like the blues and like orange because I love orange, but it's very like mood based.
And so when you started, did you know? I mean, because sometimes people do creativity as a hobby or, just for fun or as a pastime. But did you know already from the very beginning that this was going to be something that you were going to embrace as you have?
Yeah, I honestly I felt like my work was different enough, especially like most of that first series has already sold too.
Wow.
Like I only have one, two, like four left from that series, so I'm like, okay, clearly I did something right because it connected with people enough for them to buy it.
And as an artist, did you ever experience like doubts or any other challenges, especially like in the beginning?
I mean, I feel like a lot of artists deal with that. And I feel like it's very normal to have like somewhat of an, imposter syndrome a little bit. Cause you're like, oh my God, like I'm doing this. Like, is everything going to be okay? And then that's when you just go, no, like I was given a gift and I'm just meant to change the world with my gift.
How do you get ideas before you even start painting?
Well, some of my ideas come from like just going out to other art galleries and like going, oh, that's a cool way to do texture. Maybe I could, take a little bit of that and implement that, but in my own way.
Mhm.
And I mean, with like the current travel series that I'm working on, that is like, and I feel like with that, it's more okay, I photographed this. Okay, I'm gonna, you know, trace it out and decide where I'm gonna like put, you know, what's in the photograph. Oh, and that's a little distracting in the photograph. Am I gonna include that? Like that I feel like is more of a concrete idea. But some of my other pieces, I don't know what they're gonna look like until they're done, really.
During the process, like what do you use?
A lot of like my intuition with like what colors I'm gonna pick or you know what base layer, just like my first layer. Oh, am I gonna make it like more purples or a dark blue and build from that, first color. Oh, am I gonna add more, pinks or reds in it? Do I really want it to have that vibe or do I, add teals in it? It's really just a lot of like my intuition
Mm.
and knowing like a bit of like the color theory, like what colors look good next to each other too. Because most people don't realize like if you put, like orange next to a certain color, it will like dull it more compared to, if it's next to a better color. So yeah.
Cool. And I wanted to focus just real quick, on the painting behind you, the one that you're going to be giving. And you were saying that I think you used either one of the colors or some of the colors that this person liked. Am I correct? What color was that?
Yeah, so they really like yellow a lot. So I added like a bunch of yellow in it. Closer to you guys.
Okay.
But yeah, so like you could see the amount of layers, but I always do yellow on top to make everything like pop more. And then they really liked all different like reds. So I mixed, some darker reds, some like mid reds, and then like a brighter red. They liked blue, so I did the same.
And how big
And
is that? It looks pretty big.
this one is a 24 by 36.
Nice.
So it's like big.
So I see that this person really likes the color yellow. But for you, because you've also mentioned that when you're doing an art piece, you also go off of like how you're feeling that day, how your emotions are, and also you have a background with color theory. Like if you're in a good mood, like what colors mostly come out for you?
Honestly, I will do like anything that's brighter. So like
Oh,
I'll do like the like see how like this red's like more like vibrant compared to the other reds. I'll like go for that. Or like how this pink pops more. Like anything that's like lighter, I always tend to go for.
and how long did this actual art piece take you?
This particular piece took me at least 2 months
Wow.
between all the layers drying.
And as you're working, are you listening to music? I don't know, like what's going on?
Yeah, so some days I'll listen to like my music or I just put on like a random podcast that I like too. I'm like, okay, doo-doo-doo. And before you know it, I'm like, oh my God, like, did I eat today? So it's like so consumed in it. But like with these, the layers are like so thick that I actually have to wait till like they're fully dried.
Okay, so
To
you said it took you a total of how long?
like 2 months.
2 months. And when you first started, how long would an art piece usually take you to complete?
Uh, Honestly, it depends on the size of it and the thickness of the paint. So
Mm.
some of them they're like smaller, could take me maybe a month, maybe 2 weeks. Really depends on the size and complexity of the piece.
Now, I was looking at your about on your website, and something that I saw there was that you were accepted into the Art Comes Alive in 2025 with ADC Fine Arts in, where was this? In Cincinnati, Ohio?
Yeah. And the top 10% of artists get in that. So I was very excited.
Yeah, can you tell us what was that like? What was the process of even, getting accepted?
Yeah. So that particular gallery put out an open call. So well, actually, they DM'd me too on Instagram and they're like, we like your work. You should submit to our open call. So then I submitted and they're like, okay, you're accepted. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Wow. But yeah, so then I ended up shipping my piece out there. I submitted a lot smaller than this. But
Okay.
now looking back, I should have probably submitted something a bit bigger like this size for out there. But I've never been to Cincinnati or that gallery, so I didn't really know what to expect.
And is your art still there, or how does that work?
Yeah, so that show just ended. My piece didn't sell there, so they're in the process of shipping it back to me.
Okay. And is that art piece, or what is the name of that art piece, actually?
The one that was out there is Rainy Paradise, and it was 16 by like 20 inches.
And is that currently on your catalog?
Yep, yep, that's on my website too.
Cool. So that if people are in the audience, maybe they can go check it out and, I mean,
Yeah,
buy some of your stuff, that'd be
yeah,
awesome.
that would be awesome. Like any support I receive, like, I mean, I feel like small business owners don't really like say it so much, but like when somebody, invests in like an original painting, I get so excited. Like I just dance around the house. I'm like, yeah, man. Like I'm just so pumped up to like ship it. It literally just makes my day. And like whenever I sell art, it's like I just get so happy. Like,
Have you been present to maybe another gallery or exhibit where your paintings were presented?
yeah, I mean, I've, shown in like local galleries by me too.
And how does that
And
make you feel to see your art like exhibited?
oh, I love it. I just get so excited. It's just such a nice feeling.
When you're there, do you ever see people looking at your paintings?
Oh yeah. I love when they're like, okay, I'll take that one. I'm like, yay. I just get like so excited. It's really just like I feel like I live for that feeling now. I'm just like,
Do you remember the first time that happened where someone said, "I want to buy this"?
yeah, actually one of my first collectors is a very good friend now, and he's invested in three of my originals. And I, he is just such a nice person. Like because then I ended up also teaching him art as well, like abstract and like what makes a good abstract, and really just taught him for it was around 2 years or so. And that day when I got that notification on my phone that somebody bought something, I was like, oh my God, like because that like I was so new to it back then. I was like, oh my God, somebody bought something, like I was
But
like
but as an
basically crying. I was
oh
just so
really?
excited. Oh yeah. I was like, ah.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, I mean, it's exciting when someone buys your art piece, but I was wondering because I mean, I'm not an artist myself, but I love art, and I can't. I mean, I have a few art pieces, but I'm not gonna sell them because I really cherish them. I like them a lot. But you are the artist, you are the creator, so I'm wondering if it's difficult for you to part ways with your art pieces. It is.
Yeah, like I made one for my first painting series, and it's like totally different. And it's all metallics, whites and blacks and gray. And like I made that like after dealing with the fact that I lost my grandma and my aunt, and like I I was just so attached to it.
Mhm.
It was just hanging in the house. Like, mind you, I made it in like 2020, and it was just hanging. And I was like, like I really should go get this framed professionally and like sell this. And I know when it does sell that, I mean, I almost feel like you feel a little lighter. Like when the work moves, that when you made it because you were like going through like a bunch of shit. And then when it sells, I honestly feel like lighter sometimes with
Mm.
like letting go. But some pieces it's hard to let go.
And was that the hardest piece to let go of?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't sold that one yet, but when it does, it will. But as long as I know that it's going to a good home, like as long as I know what's selling is going to a good home, that makes me like sleep better at night.
It
Like
brings
as
like,
long as it goes to somebody who's I know who is going to take care of it and love it enough, then I'm okay.
oh yeah, because it's your creation, and I really see the connection you have with your art, and I'm curious now. Do any of your art pieces? I know while they can be very like abstract, do they tell a story?
Um, I feel like a lot of them are really just my brain on a canvas in a way. Like I had, I just actually gave it to one of the galleries I work with down in Milburn in New Jersey. And that piece was huge. That thing was bigger than me. But I mean, like, I'm not a tall person. Like, I'm like very petite, but it was like 36 by 72 inches. And like, that piece is literally my brain. Like, because I used a lot of the negative space. And I also was like, still in a way continuing my first painting series, but now I'm working more with the negative space instead of like filling everything in.
I see you're busy with the murals, but I also see that you're doing things like coasters, and that you're working with businesses. Can you tell us about that collaborative work that you do?
Yeah, so this past holiday season I collaborated with a local business, and like my coaster sets you get like four each with, and then like I put your business logo with like whatever color palette you want. And I had a wholesale order of 30 sets.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was very busy.
You're bringing joy with your art. But I'm wondering, like for the example, the coasters, do you only do that locally, or can you also ship it out to maybe someone in the audience who's interested?
Oh, yeah. I would ship. Like, I love packaging stuff. Like, my parents always joke around with me and they're like, you like, you're packing this like insane. I'm like, yeah, because I don't want it to get damaged. Like, I want it to arrive intact. Like everybody always jokes around with me with that. They're like, you really like take packaging your work very seriously. I'm like, yeah, I do. Like,
Are there any people who have inspired you, either maybe um, artists from the past or maybe some people from the present?
yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of my new like business connections and like friends that I've made like more recently, they've been very encouraging with like me pursuing my art. And I feel like for a lot of my life, I really didn't have like the right people around me. And like now that I'm like growing more, I feel like I'm attracting the right people. And like even the people that I'm gifting this to, a taco fair, just saying, they have the best tacos. Go visit Denville. But like even them, like I was just so new, like to, hosting the paint and sips. And I just, DM'd them. I'm like, hey, do you need art for in your restaurant? And they're like, oh my God, yeah, we love your work. And like, we just continued to collaborate from that point. And like, they're just such nice people. Like, I love them so much. Like,
And I should have, brought this up earlier. Was you said sip and paint or paint and sip or what was it?
yeah, so I've been working with like well, a taco fair, Applewood Winery. I also love them. They're in Warwick, New York. Go drink some wine. But so I like they're just such great businesses, and I love to work with local businesses and just connect people and build community. You know, you don't have to sit home bored, get out of work, and you're like, ugh, like, am I gonna binge Netflix? Like, no, get out of the house, come take a, paint and sip class, teach you the basics. you know? I don't let people leave feeling like crap about what they made. You know, I teach it differently. You don't have to produce exactly what my example is. Oh, you know, you don't like lines? So don't do lines. You know, like you make something that you want to hang in your house, you know?
Like, what is like the number one thing that you, I guess, teach during these like, what do you call it? Paint and sip? Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, each person gets like their own canvas. And I really just want people to realize that everybody is creative. That's why I don't give direction too much.
Ah.
Give them the basics. And then some people look at, yeah, and they're like, what do you mean? You're not gonna like, you know, show me more. It's like, I will help you, but I'm not gonna tell you exactly what line to do. You know, that's it's inside everybody, but I feel like society like tries to kill it as you get older, you know?
Do you ever see people, because like you mentioned right now, where like people are asking you, how did you do her? What, where do I put the line? Like, do you ever see people like almost crashing out but you're so calm, like, I don't know, like how do you help these people? Because like, I don't know, you just have like a very calm, chill as well, like persona.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really just tell them to paint what's in, you know, inside. Like honestly though, like I shit you not, I had a class over at Angry Eric's also. Love them. And this was during when Route 80, because you know, New Jersey, why would we keep up, maintaining roads that, you know, we live in the most densely populated state in the US, but why would we maintain the roads? So like Route 80 just took like a total shit and the one bridge went out. And oh my God, you should have seen the amount of traffic that people
Oh
were
my
still
God.
sitting in every day, right? So this one guest comes. She was probably had to be like a half hour late at least. She sits there. I give her like the shortened abridged version and I just let her make it. She made the coolest painting of just like a circle with like all the metallics that I give them and then a little bit of the accent color. She was done in like maybe 15, 20 minutes with it. And she's like, nope, it's done. And everybody's like, it looks like a freaking tire. She's like, yeah, it's done all the traffic. So I was like, that just came out of you, you know? And everybody liked it. I mean, I even liked it. I was like, I didn't hang that in my house. So
Well, talking about liking other people's art, have you ever um purchased anyone else's art?
yeah, yeah, oh, yeah. Like within this one artist community that I'm like friends with a lot of the artists now, I've bought their pieces.
Cool. I think that's a beautiful thing about artists supporting artists.
Mhm.
It can be competitive, but at the same time, I think it's important to remember that we're all in this together.
Yeah, and I don't view it as that anymore because my stuff is completely different from what they make anyway.
Hmm.
You know, everybody
It's
has their,
unique.
yeah, you know, everybody has their own spot in society, you know.
How do you see yourself evolving in the future?
I love making fine art, so I'm definitely going to keep doing that. And I would love to take on, I mean, murals, I love. Like, you give me a big wall and just, you know, let me go on it, you know. I couldn't be happier, honestly. Put on, you know, my headphones or my podcast, you know. I just like I love painting big now. Like that I've done it. I'm just like, can I have another mural? Like, and honestly, in the future, I want to do retreats.
Retreats, can you explain?
Yeah, so I want to. I'm still debating whether to do like an Airbnb or like do like a block in like a hotel. And I would love to host like my basics of abstract class and then do like a abstract collage class and really just give people space to freaking relax too. Like I don't want to fill the retreat so much that it's like bing, 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 bing. Cause like, that's not fun either.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, no, like I just want to chill by the pool, like I want to give people, time to chill by the pool. But then I also, I mean, as long as the place has like massages too, like people could get a massage too. And I just want people to eat good food too. Like I love food. Like I'm such a foodie.
So,
Like
so this retreat involves a pool, painting, good food, and massage. Wow, I mean, it sounds like
yeah.
top notch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still figuring out like the logistics and like, you know, pricing and all that kind of stuff, but I see it in the future because I can't stop thinking about it too. And then I'm
Well,
just like, okay, no, I need
well,
to like just focus on like the fine art and the murals for now. And then eventually I'll do the retreats because I keep thinking about it.
are there any other creatives or artists out there who are upcoming and whom you would recommend that we check out?
Yeah, I would definitely check out Shimona and Natalie. They're just like so amazing. I've been getting to be good friends with them. And Emily, oh my gosh. Like I know like their Instagram handle, like somewhat I'd have to like go look up their Instagram handle and like but I mean they have just been so kind and just so helpful. And even this other artist, Erica, too, that I met. And it's just so nice to like have, a good community behind me too that's supportive. It really makes a difference
Brianne, why is creativity important for you?
because it makes you feel alive and it pulls you out of ruts and it, makes your own home brighter. If you hang your art, in, your living room, kitchen, and you just look at it every day, you like, wow, I made that and it looks nice with this color palette on the wall, and it really just makes you feel good, honestly.
For people in the audience who are curious and interested, where can they go to see more of your work and even to buy some of your work?
Yeah, so my website is briannevalentino.com. And then you could add me on Instagram at Brianne Valentino Studio. And I also just started a YouTube channel that is also Brianne Valentino Studio.
Awesome. So, people in the audience, go check that out. Go give Brianne a follow and subscribe to her YouTube channel. And also, if you enjoy this episode, please feel free to give it a like, comment, subscribe, and please share so that other people may also discover the amazing art by our guest today, Brianne Valentino. And if you would like to help me out, to keep this podcast going, you can do so by buying me a coffee. And you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/truth that H7. And again, Brianne, thank you so much for sharing your love for creativity here on Creativity Worth Expressing.
Thank you so much for having me. Seriously, I had a great time.